All right, peace, family. This is Brandon B. Dixon, and you're tuned into the Power of Ownership podcast. Coming to you live, real quick. Do a little quick solo show, real fast. A lot of people like the solo show, so just going by request. If this is your first time tuning in to the Power of Ownership podcast, I'm Brandon B. Dixon, a published author, mortgage broker, serial entrepreneur, community activists, so on and so forth. My book, Sales, the Nucleus of Any Profession, is out right now, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, so on and so forth. Get you a copy of that. It's going on sale for Black Friday next week, so be sure to get you a copy of that while it's on the Blitz that day and Cyber Monday. So it's going to be on sale that whole weekend. So get you a copy of that. The show, the Power of Ownership podcast, we talk about ownership, not only home ownership, but business ownership, ownership of intellectual properties, also expanded to ownership of the mind, body, and soul. The getting ownership of the unseen realm to make things happen in the seen realm. So we talk about all of this. So we connect the dots to everything. I don't want to keep y'all too long on this particular show. I wanted to make a real quick point. I wanted to be sharp, concise. I'm putting a disclaimer out right now. This show I'm strictly talking to people similar to myself, that's on the same frequency, that's on an entrepreneurial tip, that's dedicated, that's has that tunnel vision. So people that's not on that particular tip, it might offend you. Sometimes goals and ambition offend certain people. And I take this from the Grant Cardone book, one of my favorite books, Be Obsessed or Be Average. On Be Obsessed or Be Average, Grant Cardone talks about how his goals, offended a lot of his people that was around him, just because it's lofty and it's ambitious and it reminds them of what they're not doing, and it makes them uncomfortable. Because it's like, now, damn, I have to work a little bit harder. I have to actually do something. So people that don't want to do anything, the negative Nancy's, this show isn't for you. This is for people has similar frequency, that want to achieve things, that want to outdo themselves, that want to make history, that want to be great, be epic. That's who I talk to. That's who I resonate to. The most. We will have a wide spectrum of followers. You got haters that's going to just tune in just to hate and try to criticize, and you got people in between that's just trying to get a little passive income, get a little tips to maybe a little motivation to get them through the week. So there's a wide spectrum of people that might tune in, but this particular show is for the real doers, the real master builders. I want to start off the show with the actual question on but before I get to the show, I always got to plug my stuff. Don't forget, it's mortgage season right now. Don't wait till income tax time. I'm a mortgage broker by trade, so go to hocmortgage.com. If you want to start your application, don't forget to fill out the application. Like a lot of people that fill out application on the weekend and only do it partial. And fill out the application completely, then click submit, and I can work on it. Please, hocmortgage.com. Once it's clicked, submit, and I will work on it, and I will get to you as soon as possible so we can get you on the path to home ownership. Also, billionaireloanofficer.com. If you need sales training, you need a motivational speech, you need accountability coaching, I do all of the above. If you want to book me, a mentor, you need a mentor. You want to make some money. You want to make that change. I'm like a personal trainer in life, in development, in money. That's what I do. So if you need that personal trainer to hold you accountable, let's talk numbers. Let's get me under contract, and we can go from there. www.billionaireloanofficer.com. That's the site to go to that. Also on all my social media, at Billionaire Loan Officer. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, at the YouTube, like and subscribe, because before on YouTube, all the new subscribers on YouTube, I'm gonna put your name in a hat, and we're gonna pick a actual winner for 50-inch TV. So like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, so on and so forth. We need to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. That's the goal. So let's start off the show. Let's go back, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I want to make this sharp and concise. How to format your goals and goals itself. What are goals? Goals to me are markers or plays, because I used to play football. These are plays that you make to keep the drive going. They're first downs. They're positive 6 yards. They're positive plays that keep your drive going. And what I mean by that, if you're a sports fan, you make these plays, you keep making first downs, you make enough first downs, you make enough touchdowns. You make enough touchdowns, you're going to eventually win the game. That's just what that is. So you got to keep making plays. And your goals is your playbook. This is what I want to do to make this first down. This is what I want to do to make this first down. Or this is going to get me a couple of more yards. That's how I look at goals. How I format them, I have a series of different formats. I format the goals on a yearly basis. I do my big one for the year, the oversights for the year. Then I have my monthly goals. I kind of break that down from there. So I want to, in order to achieve this big goal, I want to have this by X month. So this month I need to do this. This month I need to do this. This month I need to do this. So that by that time, that particular goal will be achieved. Then I break that down even further to weekly goals. I need to do this week, this week, this week, this week, in order to achieve that for this month, in order to achieve that for that ultimate goal. So I kind of start off big, and I funnel it down until the daily goal. Another thing that I do on the yearly thing, I start off very almost philosophical. And I start off with, it's already done. I have done this. I've already done this. I've done this. I put it in the past tense when I write it out. So I don't say I want to do this, I want to do that. Nah, I said I've done X amount. Like my 19, I said I am a published author. That was one of my goals in 2019. And I can show you actually right here in my planner. Let me see if I can find 2019 for you. It says right here, 2019, my book was published in 10,000 and sold. I have dozens of bookstores carrying my book. That's how I write my goals. And it's not even 2019 and it came into fruition. That's how I wrote it. So that's how I write my goals. That's how I do it. Like, it's already done. Because what I'm doing is I'm already psychologically putting it into fruition mentally. Like I've already done it. Now, when I break down, when I go down to the next part of the funnel, I name what I need to do to achieve it. I formatted it by this week. I formatted my book by this week. I formatted my book, but I have it all finished writing, all the finishing touches by this time. So it goes from layers. It goes from the overall view of what I want to do, and then I break down to the minutia, all the way to the daily goal. The next thing I do is I go over my daily goals at least twice a day. At least twice a day. I look at the goals and remind myself what I need to do. That way it keeps myself on track and I can maximize each day. That's my whole thing. And I learned this from Oprah Winfrey, is that even as a billionaire, multi-billionaire, her whole thing is to maximize each day. Maximize each day. Don't let a day go by that you just did the same thing and didn't accomplish anything. You know, that's the worst thing you could do. Maximize each day. Take everything you could do, and if you could add, you could do one or two extra things that surprise yourself that you didn't think you had time for. That's when you're on the right path. Because when you get things accomplished, you look back and you don't know how, you look back and there's things that get done. If you keep pushing things off, I'll do it tomorrow. It'll come. I'm ahead of schedule. That's when the procrastination sets in. That's when you look back and it makes it harder. Attack your goals. Attack your daily schedule. Get it done. Even try to outdo yourself. Get one or two other things done that you didn't think you could do in that day. You look back. By the time you look back, a lot of things you look back and you made your plays and you gain more yardage than you thought you were going to gain. Suck it up. It's just what it is. Don't forget, a lot of people, let's talk on a personal note real fast. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I want to say this for people that's hopefully on my vibe, and hopefully you understand what I'm saying by my vibe. With us overachievers, with us that's driven, don't forget why we're driven. We're driven like this for a reason. It's something innately in us to do. Don't forget that. Never compare yourself to people that surround you. Unless you're in the right crowd. Like, everybody around you not going to be on the same frequency. It's just what it is. But don't look at them as markers. Always get that tunnel vision and look at your goals as your marker. Because what happens if you start looking at somebody else's plate or how somebody else is functioning, you have the tendency to slow down and start to make excuses on why you don't have to go so hard. Always look at your goals. This is my goal book right here. I got the Grant Cardone 10X. I keep this on my nightstand. There's only 2 things on my nightstand. Well, 3 if you consider the pen. This, that, and the pistol. That's it. I carry this on my nightstand because I might wake up in the morning or might wake up in the middle of the night and have some goals that I want to write down, or idea I might have to write down. So I stay with a pen, right next to me and a piece of paper so I can jot down anything that I feel inspired on. So don't forget why you are different, and never allow to look over in somebody else's lane, because that's what basically the average and the sheep do. They look at else's plate so they can't even enjoy their meal. They're looking in everybody else's lane so they can't stay in their lane. And they constantly can't stay focused because they're worried about somebody else. If you're worried about somebody else, you can't stay focused on your own thing. I look at this. This is my guide. Besides scriptures and stuff like that, I don't look at everybody else, because everybody else, most of the people are, think about it. That's why I only have 1% or 3% or 10% that's doing well. Most people that you see are train wrecks. Why would you compare yourself to them? You're trying to be in that 1%. Now, if you're around a bunch of 1%ers, you probably don't need that motivation. There's enough motivation right here. So you wouldn't even be tuning into the podcast. So let's be all the way real. So format your goals and talking to yourself and reminding yourself what you need to do on a daily note, on a weekly note, monthly note, yearly note. That's just what it is. And go over your yearly once a month. Go over your monthly once a week. Go over your weekly once a day as well. And go over your daily a couple of times a day. That's how I do it. You constantly, what you're doing is just like work. See, a lot of people don't realize your mind, your subconscious mind, and your mind is two different things. The subconscious mind is programmable, and that's what really brings things into fruition. So if you're consciously programming yourself to these goals, it's like a form of meditation. Your subconscious mind is going to follow through. It's going to be used to the pattern. And that's when you can get things done. If you're just randomly trying to, luckily, things happen for you, it won't happen. Everything's a format. Everything's a pattern. That's how this universe works. That's why you see the Fibonacci sequence and everything. Everything's mathematical. So if I'm, that's why they have chants. Buddhist monks have chants. That's why you're doing this repetition over and over and over and over and over. And you're invoking things. So just like with these goals, if I'm repeating these goals over and over and over and over, then that becomes fruition. That's what happens in my life. That's what I want to make happen in my life. See, what we do is what we've been programmed to do, and how the society's set up. We've been programmed to worry, to think of the negative. Oh, this might happen. This might happen. And we repeat that over and over and over and over. And that's what happens in our life. And that's why we look back. That's why we're a train wreck. You're taught to spin it to the negative. Oh, this might happen. This might happen. This might happen. So you play scared. Oh, somebody might be coming to get me. Oh, if I do this, then this is going to happen. The police is going to, and it happens. You are the sole controller. You are the controller of your own destiny. If you want this to happen negatively for you, it will. If you're constantly worrying about it, you're repeating that in your head over and over and over. The negative thing will happen. The negative thing will happen. So as over us as entrepreneurs, us as the risk takers, as the leaders, the controllers, the ones that escape the particular matrix, the paradigm that was supposed to be imposed on us. We have to form our own thoughts and control our own way of thinking. We have to reprogram our subconscious mind into a different way of thinking. Look at it. The whole thing is programmed. The news is programmed to tell you what to think. Then you watch sports shows to tell you what to think about players. You watch the fantasy football shows to tell you who to play on your fantasy football team. Everything is programmed to make you, tell you what to think. When do you have a chance to social media is same thing. You form these chats with people that think like you. So you're constantly meditating and repeating the same garbage over and over and over. What can be the outcome besides, if it's garbage in, it's going to be garbage out. That's just what it is. So again, you got to reprogram yourself on what you want to achieve, who you want to be, where you want to go. Do your own chants, do your own rituals, do your own meditation by writing these goals over and over, repeating them and bringing them into the subconscious mind. And then bringing them into the third density reality, bringing them into flesh. Let's switch sides a little bit. I know that's kind of heavy for a lot of people, but it's just what it is. That's how the successful do. That's what they do. I'll share these some of my goals, and I'm not going to share these all of my goals because, again, goals for people, especially for the masses that don't have any goals and ambition is sometimes offensive to them. Because if you have goals and you have ambition, it reminds them of what they're not doing. So now, in their mind, you're trying to make them look bad. No, I'm just trying to maximize my potential. But in their mind, it's offensive. So I'm going to share to you a couple of my goals. Because it relates to the, everything that I'm doing here, let's start with the podcast. The podcast, we want to get the it to at least 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. We want to already be monetizing the channel in 2020. We want to start that nucleus off and start getting the ball rolling to get, because the goal is to be a YouTuber, to have my voice out, because again, your vibe is your tribe. So, me starting to brand Brandon B. Dixon, and starting to brand my sales training and my coaching, just to get the insights on how I think. That's why I'm doing the podcast. It's a way of digital marketing. So definitely with the podcast, I want to have that on YouTube, 5,000 subscribers. I want to keep the momentum going on Apple and Google, even expand that market even a little bit more. The next thing for book sales wise, second book will be out in March. I want to drop 2 books in 2020. Steven Contreras and I are working on a book that's going to drop later on this year. Then my second book is dropping in March. So I want to have 3 books by the end of 2020 out, published. So I want to be a 3 times published author by that time. The reason why that's going to help me, again, it helps expand the brand. This gave me a lot as far as mortgages, credibility for realtors that other than the book would have turned their nose up at me. So it gives me credibility as an intellect. Hey, I have a published book, and I have enough Get Up and Go to sell it. You can look at the sales on Amazon. So it gives you a little bit more credibility than to say, hey, mess with me. So that's why I like the books. Plus, I'm passionate about books, and I can write. I've always cared. It's a talent that I've always had. I can write. I could, write my butt off. That's what I could do. I'm very creative, and I got 12 movie scripts ready to go, locked and loaded. I got so many short films. I can't even count, ready to roll. I'm a writer. I just love writing. So that's what I want to do, and I want to have that passive income. I'm not going to tell you how much dollars that I want per month, but it is passive income. I'll just tell you this, like this book not only paid for my daughter's business, it paid for my daughter's car. Bought her the 3rd car after she totaled the first 2, but that's another story. But I brought her another car off of the strength of these books, So like I preach to everybody every week, damn near, create you a product he talks about too, and have that product pay for your luxury. That's just what it is. That's just how you need to do it, So I created the product, and it's yielding me residual income on a monthly basis. This thing pays bills. Get you a product and learn how to sell it. That's why I gave you the working tools with the book. If you read the book and execute this, you could make the same money. I'm giving you the keys to the ship. I'm giving you the keys to the car. So another one of my goals for 2020 on a loan sense, I've doubled my business every year. I started up my first year 17. 18 is my first calendar year. I did 25 loans. Right now, I'm embarking on I'm probably going to be right at 50 loans. So I'll double that up. Next year, I want to do 120 loans. I want to really grow a leg. So 120 loans next year for 2020. 120 for 2020. That's just what it is. So you want to get an investment property, a new first residence, a condo, whatever. Give me a call. I can help you with that. Also on the coaching side, I want to get to 20. Again, the magic number is 20. I want to get to 20 coaching sessions. I want to get to 20 people I'm coaching monthly. 20 coaching people that I'm coaching. Accountability coach. I want to do about 20 lectures as far as sales training, and I want to coach 20 people. So I just want to keep that 20 in my head. 20. If I can get to that 20, 20, 20 in 2020, I'll be all right. So that's the goals. That's a little bit, I don't want to share too much, but again, because people they get offended. Oh, you can't do all that. Why are you worried about what I can and can't do? Why? People start to get in your business to try to sabotage you. I don't have that type of energy. I don't get it. Like, I never was that type of person to try to sit there and try to hate and try to sabotage somebody else because I'm so focused on what I got to do. So I never did look at anybody else's plate and wonder how their food tastes because I'm so busy eating my food and enjoying my food. Like Jay said, Jay-Z said a while back, what you eat don't make me ish. So it's true. I mean, I don't get the mentality of a lot of people. If you focus on yourself, a lot of things will happen for you. It's not fruitful to hate. It's just not fruitful. Nothing could come good from hating. All you do is that negativity when you again, like I said earlier in the show, that negativity that you wishing on somebody else, is going to bounce back on you. It's just what it is. It's the karmatic principle. Again, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Again, I want to talk about goals, man. Set your goals for 2020. Now's the time. I've already started writing mine for 2020. I'm going to be finished by December. I'm actually going to get a jump start. I'm going to do 13 months for 2020. So I'm going to get December involved in that too, as far as some of my goals. So, especially a couple of, the weight loss goals. I'm going to start getting that now, start grinding that now. So I could make sure I achieve those goals for 2020. And this, to end the show off on a philosophical note, let's end the show off on a philosophical note, and then we're going to go take it out. For those who are like me, that without your goals, without your ambition, what would life be? What would life be if you're just a 9-to-5 guy, you had nothing else to do? That's why people are bored. Because if you don't have things that you're looking forward to, you're not trying to change the world. You're not trying to make history. I couldn't imagine being here. That's why a lot of people are miserable. You can't be miserable if you're working on something. My mentor, Mattress Mag, used to always say, work is life's greatest therapy. And engulf yourself in your work. When you engulf yourself in your work, not only will it be that satisfaction of seeing those things that you're working on coming to fruition or being built, but it keeps your mind focused on what you're doing instead of worrying about everybody else. This thing about look at this Facebook syndrome that came out when people started looking at everybody else's life on Facebook. People started getting depressed because it digitally enhanced you looking at everybody else's life and not focusing on your own. In fact, I don't believe in social media unless you're advertising and promoting your products and promoting yourself. I'm not on social media looking at anybody else's life. In fact, the only reason I like People's Pick is so to get the reciprocity, for them to like mine. That's all. I don't care about your life. I'm too busy creating my own. So again, people that don't have goals, I can't imagine life without goals. And I'm not just talking about I hope and I wish that maybe one day I get 1 million. That's not a goal. Goal, you have to be pragmatic. All right, I want 1 million. This is what I need to do to get this 1 million. I'm gonna start this business by this time. I'm gonna do this by X time. That's goals. That's pragmatism. Not some lofty idea. I want to get this Challenger one day. All right, well, what you gonna do to get this Challenger? What you gonna do to get this car? This your dream car. All right, that's your goal to get a car, which is kind of, I don't want to say dumb, but at least that's a goal. I mean, but a goal to get a material item is not really a goal. The goal should be to get the income then the material item is gonna come. That's just what it is. And our goals are backwards. Our goals should be not to get this outfit, not to get a material item, not to get this house. It's to get this income flow. And that income flow is going to pay for that house. That's just what it is. Learn how to practice your goals, and learn how to prepare them and go over them and make them manifest. Again, I don't want to take y'all too long. I don't want to keep y'all too long. It's about the 30-minute mark. You need a mortgage, HOCmortgage.com. If one of your goals is home ownership, to get that done, get that out of the way, stop renting, save that tax money, get that mortgage credit certificate, start saving money and start, instead of wasting money. That should be a goal for everybody in 2020. If you're renting, man, what are you doing? At least try to see, call me and see where you're at. Fill out the application to see, all right, where I'm at. And I can tell you, all right, this is what you need to do. You need to do X, Y, and Z in order to get into a house. But if you're renting with no idea when I'm gonna stop, or that's money that you're gonna just throw away. The only way I would advocate renting something is if you're on a short trip at an Airbnb, or if you have a business, you own that property like Grant Cardone is doing, you're renting it back to yourself. A lot of people don't know that's what Grant Cardone is talking about, renting. He owns the actual building and he rented it to himself, so he did the double tax write-off. That's what he's talking about. Not just rent from somebody else and make somebody else rich. That's stupid. Again, HOCmortgage.com. BillionaireLoanOfficer.com. If you want to get better, those who understand getting better, you understand it. If you don't understand getting better, this is not for you. The best are always trying to get better. I reiterated that on a show earlier. It ruffled a couple of people's feathers. It is what it is. If you don't want to get better, you don't like the way the 1% get down, you're always free to move to a different country. Go to a third world country where everybody's poor or whatever. That way you don't have to do anything. There's people that like to get better. There's people that's driven and hungry and unsatisfied, but stay humble. That's what this country was built on. So you could try to be mad at them, or you could do something about it yourself, or you could move to a different country. It's just what it is. So people that's trying to get better, BillionaireLoanOfficer.com. I got coaching, I got sales training, so on and so forth. Call me 24/7, 832-775-8357. Just what it is. Give me a call. Again, I charge, so don't try to get me to diagnose your situation without, expecting a charge. Now, if it's for loans, if you fill out an application, yes, that comes with the coaching to get you to home ownership. If you just randomly want to, I guess some people call me, hey, you want to tell me this story and want me to tell you if you're going to be approved or not by verbally talking to me on the phone. It doesn't happen. Nobody, you can't get a loan without an application. That's just what it is. I can't. Oh, you sound good. I'm gonna go ahead and loan you the money. It's not how it works. You have to fill out an application. Okay. At BillionaireLoanOfficer.com. All social media. Like, subscribe. Talk to me. DM me. Whatever you got to do. At Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Again, plug the book one more time. Sales, the Nucleus of Any Profession, out right now. It's going to go on sale Black Friday. So get your goals together for 2020. Read the book to learn how to sell and market. Then make your dreams come true. Work on your goals and make your goals into fruition. Come to fruition. Just what it is. So, again, I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Remember that God is a verb and personal responsibility is your only savior. I'll repeat it one more time. Slow. Let it sink and simmer. God is a verb and personal responsibility is your only savior. And with that, I'm gonna say peace.